What's going on, guys? How's everybody doing? So in this particular video, we're gonna do kind of like a pomp, almost have some volume on top, on not the easiest canvas. So I did this tutorial at a class in San Francisco at Cut Right Barbershop. Amazing dudes, beautiful barbershop. I think we did a vlog and we dropped it already, but this was not the easiest canvas. And he warned me. He said, Chris, I don't know if you want to use me as a model, because I'm not an easy head, like people struggle. And I could tell, you can tell, like just by looking at his head, he has light areas, he has dense areas, and then you can see as I'm fading, there's a bunch of indents in his head. But nonetheless, the system doesn't change. We're still gonna go up an inch on this guideline. We're still gonna bald them out and then fade them out. So I'm fading here in sections because I am teaching a class and I want to make sure everybody can see. But we blended out that first portion. Now we're going up with the one guard open. So it's the blade open, then it's the one guard open, then it's a 2. Those are your guidelines. After a 2, you could do scissor comb, clip over comb, 3, 4, 5. You do guard work. It's up to you. In between the blade open, as seen here, I switched to my half guard, and with my half guard, I'm bringing everything together from the blade open to the number 1. So here, like I was telling you guys, we're using a number 2. And if you get lost, you can follow along with the color guide on the bottom left corner. That tells you the sizes that we're using. And I'm coming right off the head. He's got a very light area here that's not so dense. So I had to keep that into mind when I was cutting with the number 2, because if I go up too high, I'm gonna hit the ridge area, which protrudes some, and that area is gonna look even lighter. It's gonna look like he got patched, if that makes any sense. So after the number 2, we use the 1.5 guard, and underneath that we use the 1 guard open, and that's kind of bringing everything together. We'll do the same exact thing on the other side, and then we'll bring it, once it's all faded and stuff, we'll bring it all together with scissor over comb. You could use clip over comb as well. I will start doing some videos where I'm showing some clip over comb work. Or you could use guards. Like I could have easily finished with like a number 3 or a 4 at the ridge. But I want to keep that dark. I want to keep that squared look. When you look at him from a front profile, I want it to look squared, masculine. I'm not just gonna shave a number 2 or number 1.5 up to his part, for example. That's not the look I'm trying to give him. And for me, that's not a look that, for most people, it don't look good on nobody, because on one side it looks like a faux hawk, on the other side it looks like a, you know, a side part or a comb over. Oh, and I'm using the cordless seniors here. I got a link in the description. You can get those pre-ordered from who I believe is gonna have them. Gonna be one of the earliest people to carry them here in the States, and only $125. So click the link if you want to order them. And that's something, so you guys know, because I know people been kind of just directing, yo, you want them, go to Ideal. Yo, you want them, go to Ideal. This idea was put together by us, by Tune 45. We wanted to get something exclusive to our followers, to our Tune 45 barbers. So we worked with him. We got him to start putting out pre-orders, and he was kind of scared to do it because he doesn't really do online sales. But we told him, hey, if Tune 45 is pushing it, we'll make sure it sells. But we need it at a good price, and we need you to be able to accept pre-orders. So make sure y'all use that link, man. And shipping is free as well. And you can see, man, it's already, he's got a very loose scalp, so you can see the scalp moving and stuff as I'm cutting. On top of that, he's got a lot of indents in his head. So, you know, for the most part, if it wasn't for a class, man, because I'm OCD, I probably would have spent another 10-15 minutes just on detailing. But one of the things that I preach in my class is I don't want you to leave and be 30 minutes slower than you were before. I want you to be 30 minutes faster, right? So we need to be able to do consistent haircuts, 30 minutes or less at quality, right? All right, so here we're going with the grain just to soften it up some, just because with this texture of hair, man, There's a lot of hairs that want to stick out off the head, and this is a great way to really like kind of smoothing that out. And then of course we'll finish it with scissor over comb. So after the tool, we kind of went with the grain back here, and then we'll finish it off with scissor over comb. Going straight up. We don't want to kill that cowlick, and then you really got to shave, you know, you got to really cut it close, and then it's not going to grow back nice. So I'm separating the fringe, and we're going to start cutting the top. And you can see how we're kind of going at a diagonal place, and then here I'm over directing back to keep the length of the cowlick. Here we're doing scissor over comb, and you'll see that, you know, once the top is cut, and what I want to do here, man, is I don't want to just cut all that hair off. I want to keep that squareness. So you'll see I'll do some horizontal partings like this, right? Instead of just cutting that, I pull the hair straight up. That way I'm actually cutting the length on the top, and I know what it's gonna look like. Because if you, for example, comb it and keep it like that and cut all that off, well, you just cut that length on the top and you don't even know how it's gonna look. So make sure that if you're gonna cut straight up a squared shape, bring that hair straight up. If you're gonna do a rounded shape, then you don't need to. You can just kind of follow the shape of the head, if that makes sense. And then here we cut the top of the head, and now that the head starts to curve down, so we're gonna keep that into consideration and start doing vertical partings and connect the fringe area with the top. I'm excited, man. I'm going to Toronto this weekend. So what's today? Today it's the 20th. We're gonna be there the 21st and the 22nd. And the first class on the 21st is sold out, but the class on the 22nd isn't. There's still 3 spots there, and on the 21st we have a look and learn. So if you don't have, the means to do a hands-on, you can also do a look and learn, which is much more affordable. And come to that class and come check out the 245 culture, man, the system, what we about. But one of the cool things, man, is there's another group of barbers out there that are nasty with scissors, and they want to collaborate with me, and we're gonna kind of just do like a workshop together privately, sharing each other's ideas and just helping each other grow. Wherever he's weak at, I'll help him grow. Wherever I'm weak at, he's gonna, they're gonna help me grow. So I think you don't see a lot of that in any industry, right? So I'm excited about that. So here we're spending time detailing in the back. I don't want to spread this out too much because I don't want to start cutting, the length or the bulk over by the cowlick area. But we'll go ahead and detail it and make sure it's blended. Lighting was terrible in this angle, as you can see. Like, you're gonna see the after photos, and you're gonna see a good day light. Here the lighting was kind of dark and kind of warm. You guys see that? The best lighting is that 4500K. You don't want it to be too yellow like this is, and you don't want it to be too blue. You want it to be like a true, natural light. And that's the thing with YouTube barbers, like, we can't really go and change all that. Like, we can't really edit all that. So here I'm using indestructible clay, 245's new product, with a little bit of water. You can't put a lot, because if you put a lot of water, and then you're just gonna dilute the product, because this is water based, right? So you're gonna put like a dime size, work it in your hand, put it in there. I also put a little bit of sea salt, just to give it a little bit more crazy texture or whatever. Like, you can see right now it's piecing together like crazy. I haven't put no comb through there. That's just straight putting heat on the hair, and naturally it just wants to separate and have texture like that. So the clay helps out, the sea salt helps out, and the blow dryer gives it that volume that you see here in the front. And if you're on the online academy, we're gonna start showing color and stuff so that we can add these to our services, man. Cause my wife, for the same haircut, if she was to do this haircut and color the top, it'd be $100, right? So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I'm trying to add that to my arsenal, man. All right, and we're just putting some hairspray for some extra hold. But the indestructible was the foundation at the roots. Then the sea salt kind of helped give it a little bit more texture. It's called cocktailing product, right? And then
hey people, just real quick, man, I just want to give some feedback on the look and learn course and the hands-on course I did with Chris Baggio here in Dallas. Phenomenal, man. I expected nothing less, and I got a lot out of it. My face went from here to here in 12 hours. You only get out what you put in. And Chris is a great teacher. Maybe the best teacher I've ever seen in the barber game, man. The guy is real. His work is real. You know, so thanks to them. Thanks to Dre. Thanks to Fonz, man. I got to talk to Fonz a lot, man. You know, everybody cool, man. They all just like Chris, down to earth people. You know, humble. And what more can you ask, man? So, you know, if you got the time and the money, man, I recommend this course. Get there. You have to. Chris Baggio, man. I love it. I love you, man. I love y'all as people. Keep it up.